We're going to show you guys what 250 is the best one to run. This is my opinion on it. Take it with a grain of salt because honestly, I'm just here to have some fun with you guys and hang out. So without any further ado, let's go. To make sure I don't waste anyone's time, all of the lap times are going to be right here and spread across the screen. We have the Yz250F here, and we're going to see how this thing feels.
Overall, I would say the Yamaha has some great capabilities. It is insanely fast down low with a lot of really good cornering speed. However, if you do happen to like get caught up and you go slow in some spots, it is so bad at low speeds. But other than that, I feel like that's where the Yamaha is really lacking, is that low speed control.
Yamaha ran a 150.599. We have the Triumph 250 here. Let's run some laps with this guy and see what this one can do here. Hoping to get a good couple lap times here, maybe just 1 or 2 good laps. Just trying to go for a couple clean laps, and that'll do our test in perfectly. So let's get into it. I'm going to actually be a little bit quiet and maybe do a voiceover for these, just so that I can really dial in here. Oh, that was nice. And then I just absolutely eat it. Oh my gosh. And again. Wow. What the crap is going on? This bike is so weird. Dude, it's so weird going from the Yamaha to this. And again. What?
The Triumph is a great bike. However, there are a couple flaws to it. One is being the traction in the corners. It tends to get very unstable. It is not able to consistently grab and hook you into the turn, along with it just feels very twitchy in a lot of spots. There's not a whole lot of forgiveness with this bike. So there's just some areas where there could definitely be some improvement. The power of the bike feels really, really good, and you're able to pretty much clear every single jump. However, you have to make sure you're in the right gear and that you carry that momentum. Cornering is okay as long as you know how to ride the bike. If you're used to riding it like a Honda or kind of chill, laid back type vibes where you want to just gas and go, this thing is not going to be the bike for you. You need to carry that momentum. And as you can see, just like that, I completely just blew the rut.
Yeah, this bike, bro, this bike is hard as crap to ride.
It is a very hard bike to ride.
Oh,
I
no.
am struggling with it because I'm not used to this design. And
oh no, come on, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up. Oh crap, oh crap, oh crap, oh crap. Go, 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 go. Bro, that's what I can't stand. Like, come on.
As you can see, I'm struggling really hard in this. This bike was definitely not for me.
We are now on the Suzuki. This one has a couple different maps. I'm just going to run the race map because that's what I've been running on all the other bikes, and that's what we're going to decide to run here. So let's take a listen. This bike sounds good. I am really pumped about this. I am really excited about the Suzuki. Oh, this bike, I just love how it just makes the noises that it does. Just makes you feel like you're shredding. And that's because we are. Oh, baby, no way. I almost drilled that with the Suzuki.
This bike feels so good. The power is there. The turning feels amazing. And the way that you can just maneuver this bike in the air feels pretty good. Pros to this bike: extremely fast, easy to corner, doesn't twitch out super bad in low speeds. Kind of the cons to it:
oh, and the Suzuki wheelies like crazy too. This thing's goated.
That thing, exactly what I was talking about with the power. The other thing that might be a con is sometimes it's a little bit hard to maneuver in the air. It feels a little blocky, but I mean, just look at this turn. I mean, that was kind of a slower turn, but I felt like I was in control of this bike a lot, and that's really what we were looking for, so this bike did great.
Holy crap, this thing rips. A 144.7. The Suzuki is so far the winner. Let's go to the next bike, dude. This thing, the Suzuki rips. Oh my gosh. Wow. We are now on the KTM SXF 250, baby. I am pumped on this guy too, bro. This is such a fun challenge. Like, I am like a little girl at her first pony store, bro. It's just great. Except just never mind. You get the point. All right, let's take a listen to the rev limiter quick. Okay. It sounds a lot different than the Suzuki. We'll see how this thing handles, and we're not off to a great start. The biggest problem I'm having with this bike right now is making it up this triple and then making that gigantic step up double, or that gigantic double. Oh, we might make it. We might make it. The KTM drilled that thing. Best of any bike yet. Holy cow. And then it blows it by getting sideways in the rollers slash whoops. Wow. Okay. All right, that's some garbage crap. And again, wow. I'm gonna do one more lap because I want to get a clean lap in.
This KTM is by far the fastest bike if you can carry your momentum. For new riders and riders that are just not very experienced in the game that can't carry momentum, sometimes I can't carry momentum in some areas, this bike will not be nearly as fast for you. For skilled professional level riders or very fast riders, this bike is fantastic.
This thing has such a long third gear. It just pulled on that Suzuki, because I remember the Suzuki was in fourth and it just pulled on it so hard right there because it has such a long third gear. That was impressive. Just not gonna ride above my head here. I'm just gonna try to get a clean lap. That is all I care about, honestly, right now. I'm not even trying to beat my ghost. I just want to get a accurate representation of what bike feels the best, is fastest, and honestly is easiest to go fast on. And that is what we're doing right now. I mean, second gear, it just is like, yeah, dude, don't worry about it. I did choose a different line right there, and that is not typical of me to do. So I'll be surprised if we can get this, but at the same time, I'll be very happy. Oh, baby, the KTM's gonna do it! The KTM has officially been the new record here, dude. That is crazy. A 143.514. Your new 250 winner so far. Let's get to the next bike and see what else we got. All right, guess what we have now? We have the Husky FC 250. Let's listen to it quick. Okay, dude, this thing kind of sounds like a 450. Holy cow. Let's get some momentum. Holy crap. If you have momentum with this bike, you're gold. Holy crap. I'm gonna try to get back on. Didn't mean to do that. Holy cow.
The Husqvarna is an absolute in-air sender. This thing is so fun to whip and throw scrubs on. It feels fairly planted, and the power is definitely there. I'd say it's a little less power than the KTM, but also a little bit more low-end power compared to the KTM as well. Overall, this bike is great if you put in the time to get fast on it.
There it is. All right, there is the Husky lap times. Let's go return to the pit, see these guys. Best lap time on that. I stayed up basically except for the 2:0. You know what? I didn't stay up most of the time. It doesn't matter. I got 3 lap times in, which is good. 145 is the fastest on that. A 145.2 to be exact. Not bad. Not bad at all. I will take that. We are now on the Kawasaki. Let's listen to it quick. Okay, kind of has a little bit of a bark like the Suzuki and a little bit like the Yamaha down low. Oh boy, this is going to be exciting. So far out the gate. Holy crap. Holy crap, I cased the living daylights out of that thing. Okay. Okay.
The Kawasaki is a different breed of bike. This bike, I feel like it has good potential, but it just needs some work in a couple areas. For instance, it feels very fluttery in the turning. Like when you're turning, it feels a little off. I don't know what it is for me, but it just doesn't feel like it settles in very well in the corners. At high speeds, it just feels kind of twitchy and very unsettling, unstable feeling. It also tends to, when you do turn and actually get a good grip, sometimes I feel like you can wash out a little bit. It's a very unpredictable bike in the game, in my opinion. I would say the Kawasaki does excel in low-end power and the overall like power curve. It feels really good for the power delivery. That is something that this Kawasaki excels at.
Shoot, why is it doing that? I am getting absolutely huckabucked right now by the Kawasaki. It is swapping on me so bad. I have no idea why. All right, there's a Kawasaki. Let's see the lap times. Probably not very good, honestly. I crashed a lot. A 158 is the lap time on that. This thing could probably do a lot better. However, I was struggling with this bike a lot in its stock form. So this is a 158. Let's move on to the next. And now we have the much anticipated Honda CRF 250R. Take a listen. Also sounds a little bit like if 250 and a 450 had a kid. Okay, off the gate, we're gonna see what this thing's got. I'm nervous and excited for this bike. This thing. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, she's ripping. Holy crap, Honda. Oh yeah, this thing is a ripper.
The Honda feels like a powerhouse. It has power everywhere. Down low has the Kawasaki and Yamaha power. Up top feels like it has that KTM power. Handling, it feels really, really good like the Suzuki. And the turning just feels buttery smooth. It's super forgiving. This is all in stock form besides the race map. So overall, stock form, this bike is by far the best. And the confidence level will just go up.
Still technically on the track. Oh, there it is. And the Honda comes away with the new fastest lap time. Let's take a look. A 142.4. We are now on the gas 250. And this thing already sounds way different. It sounds like... I don't even know what it sounds like. Leave in comments below what you guys think it sounds like. All right, here we go. Lap 1. Very weird. Wow.
The gas, in my opinion, felt like it just did not turn super well. It had great fast top speed power and great gearing. However, turning, it felt off and a little clunky. When you did decide to try to lay into a turn really hard, it either sticked or it completely slid out, and there was no in between. There was not a lot of consistency with that, and for a new rider or a beginner or someone just looking to get into the game, you're going to want something that's consistent and you can get used to, and this bike, unfortunately for me, just was not it.
It's hard to keep this front end down. That one ran about a 152-ish. Honestly, I do not like the gas at all. It feels horrible. All right, we are now on the TM 250. Holy bog. This does have the race map on it as well. Overall, the handling on this thing feels really good, but dude, the power, not there so far. The power on this bike is not there. I will say it feels very, very planted. Like, this thing may lack power, but it feels very planted.
The TM was a very unique bike. I actually expected the exact opposite out of it. I expected it not to handle well and to have a ton of power, and it actually turns amazing and feels super good turning. However, it does lack the power down low that a lot of riders need on a 250 in order to feel like that confidence level is building. This bike is going to be perfect for a very fast level rider that can carry their momentum and keep it there for the entire race. If you seem to drop off on that consistency, you're going to have horrible lap times compared to someone that keeps that momentum.
Baby. A 147. Wow. That's crazy. That was not what I was expecting from the TM. I thought that thing was going to be a lot faster and have a lot more pepper as it's sunk into the ground. That's nice. All right, let's move on to the next bike. Last but certainly not least, the Fantic Racing. Is it Fantic or Fan? Yeah, I think it's Fantic. I think that is. If I'm not saying it right, let me know. Let's take a listen to this bad boy. Sounds very, like, almost identical to the Yamaha. Wow. Okay. Let's give her a go and see what she's got.
The Fantic, I think, would excel if I could mess with the suspension a little bit. Coming into corners and like whoops or rollers, this thing is a bouncy house, or casing a jump like this.
There's a lot of jumping around right there. That was not just cool.
Popped up super hard, and if I could mess with the suspension,
a lot of hip hopping, skipping, scopping.
I think I would not have a lot of hip hop, skipping, scopping.
The Kawasaki would have just went over the berm right there.
The Kawasaki definitely did not handle. I am interested to see if the suspension would make a difference on all these bikes. The Fantic feels amazing in the air. This thing is super flickable and great opportunity for this bike to be fast. I feel like if you spent some time on this bike, you would absolutely rip and throw down some serious lap times.
A 151 is about our fastest, and we crashed. All right, with everything being said and done, I would have to say the fastest overall bike, in my opinion, is going to be the Honda. This thing absolutely rips. Thank you for tuning in. Remember to check the verse of the day, and we'll talk to you soon. And remember, Jesus loves you.